GA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Tonight we wrap up a great Sunday here in Super Wild Card Weekend, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The third of 3 games to finish up this Sunday. We might save the best for last, and off we go here in the Wild Card round. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
They're on the 17-yard line.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive.
That's a really nice, tough run in. Yards on it, and to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Here's Jackson to throw. Looking left side and has got a man. That's Harris. He had over 100 catches in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of this wild card game. A nice grab there for a guy coming off a terrific season, one that saw him have over 100 catches.
And when you have that many catches, that means you're a full part of the offense. And let's face it, he's been as good as anyone in the NFL this year. So it figures he's going to play a big role in whether his team can advance in the playoffs.
First down, here's Mitchell. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
Well, give him credit for trying, but there's no fooling the defense with that call. They were reading run, and they set up to stuff the run, and then executed.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 9. He finds his man, complete. It's Leonard. And they get him down, but not before he takes him across the 40-yard line. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
And now they'll shift things around. Throw left side complete. That's Ingram. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. first catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
Real quick.
Now Lamar changing the look. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Go.
Back to the ground here, Mitchell. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. Now Jackson. Screenplay setting it up for Mitchell. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. Mitchell. Touchdown, Baltimore. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Get it! Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at the 47-yard line.
DC, right?
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
DC, ready? Hey, Ozzy, Ozzy! Hey, hey! You at X, you at X.
After the interception, here's Jackson. He finds his man, complete. It's Horton. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that will bring up second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
13.
Throwing is Jackson. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14.
Middle. Hey, report.
To throw is Jackson. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, if there is a certainty in this game, we know that wherever he goes, he's going to draw a big-time crowd.
Throws into double coverage there, and look, that's something that he's going to have to deal with a lot in this game, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with that one where it just fell incomplete, but they're going to count on him to uncover latent routes and make some difficult catches.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Mitchell. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ravens 7, Browns 0.
The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it 2nd and 7.
On the ready. Shot alert, shot alert. Trap 60, trap 60. 18, Pioneer.
Looking to throw. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
There it is, a staple of most teams' playbooks, the angle route. A lot of times you want to take away that inside route by a back, but when they sell it like he's going to the flat, that is tough on inside linebackers. One false step, and that ball's completed.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Come on.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
Warrior 17.
They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. And now an audible here into something else.
79 Broncos.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Offense is moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now it's 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 38-yard line. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10.
70 Rangers.
They'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Ravens are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it out past the 45. Solid way to start the drive, 13 yards, picking up the 1st.
And this is what you want to do in the 1st half of a playoff game. Get the running game established. He was a big part of their run to a division title, so they're going to rely on him to carry a heavy load here in the playoffs. It rips off a nice run there.
On 1st down, Milner. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down and 7.
Looking to throw. Williams. He finds his man, complete. It's Horton. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. And down inside the 15 he goes. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Let's go.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Two minutes to play here in this 1st half of the NFL playoffs.
Now Jackson going to shift him around. They run over center with Mitchell. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And he'll elect not to run with it. And a fair catch on the kickoff will move the ball to the 25. The Browns' drive about to get started. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll drop to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. He's on his way. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. They'll go in for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it is now 21-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Called it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a 1st down, too.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
Return it. Hey, middle.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Horton. 2nd and 5. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
180. That's it. No, we changed it.
Now it's Jackson. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and the route is on. It's 24-0. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play.
19 Lions. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
They'll throw now on the final play. Going up top. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And the fair catch signaled for and taken, so they'll begin this third quarter from their 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They're going to look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Jackson going to change things up a bit. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Now they'll audible to something else. On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st down, Williams. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I like his awareness in the pocket there. Nowhere to go with the football. So instead of forcing it to the sideline, he's just going to put this one into the harbor and live to fight another down without getting wet.
2nd and 10. Jackson now. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. On 3rd down, Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10.
Check, hurt. Ready.
They run the counter. Wallace. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
Second down and 8. They'll set up to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 43. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, complete. It's Barnett. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the 35, here's 2nd and a couple. Here's a quick throw caught out wide. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And his pass incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 20-yard line. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
Back to throw again. He's got it. And he's brought down. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Ready?
One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready? Lightning 18. Panther 60. Panther.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Browns are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Sometimes offense, if you get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Now the Browns offense will stay on the field as they'll go for 2 here. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points. And it's not over yet as they're back within 2 scores.
Jack Fox set to kick off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he returns this to the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they are looking good. A 2-score lead here in this 4th quarter as they hope to capture a spot in the divisional round next weekend. They're brought down that time by Nolan Smith. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Here's Jackson to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you've got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Here we go.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Panther 60, Panther 60.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10.
Trap 50.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And now here is another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. It's 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
They'll run on 1st down. Milner. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. That one good for 13 and a Raven 1st down.
And in a situation like this, you're in the 2nd half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a 1st down.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now Lamar changing the play. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Ravens continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. But no run back here. Fair catch, and this will come out to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Browns get a bit closer. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Now the Browns offense will stay on the field as they'll go for 2 here. They'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Trenton Simpson. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
14. Jack Fox set to kick off.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. He might take this all the way. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Ravens. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Fair catch going to be taken, and this will be moved out to the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now he breaks free in the middle of the field. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. 77 yards. And the Browns are able to cut into that deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
Now back to throw. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Jack Fox set to kick off.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
You ain't doing nothing today.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Here's 2nd and 10. Now they'll change things up. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Nolan Smith able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 16.
Yo. Hey.
Here's Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Now Lamar changing the look. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Throwing is Jackson. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
18 Cardinal. Don't go 18.
Williams to throw on 2nd down. Fires the out route and completes it to Harris. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 72 yards. And the Ravens have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Extra point splits the uprights. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And he'll elect not to run with it. The fair catch will move this out to the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
18 Cardinal.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. 2nd and 7.
Warriors 70.
Back to throw here. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
Eagles. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 70 Lions.
He'll drop to throw. Throw caught there by Willis. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. 79 Broncos. Dragon 60.
2nd and 6. Got his man there. It's Wallace complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Ready? Panther 11, Panther 11. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Mustang 19. Ready?
Back to throw. Open man here is Benson. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Here we go.
This 2nd and 4.
Cougar 19.
On play action, they'll throw. This is caught. Touchdown. A great effort there with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
And the Browns are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Now the Browns offense will stay on the field as they'll go for 2 here. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
The score, Ravens 45, Browns 28. Jack Fox set to kick off.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. The Ravens going to move on to another week in these playoffs as we say so long, everybody. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.